Joining me live in the studio is the Deputy Nationals Leader Perin Davey. Thanks for your time. Let's start with the electoral reform. The independents are not happy. They're saying that this is a stitch-up between the major parties.
Which is incredible. I mean, the independents, the people who have stood for transparency, are actually complaining because we've passed reform that will increase transparency and accountability. And it will finally treat us all the same. It will put a cap on how much can be spent on electorates. It puts a cap on how much individuals can donate to individuals and a cap on how much people can donate as a whole. So, you know, when we're talking about everyone wants to see the removal of big private money in our election campaigns. Everyone talks about Clive Palmer in that instance. 170 million reportedly spent last election. But when you actually do the sums, the per candidate amount that Clive Palmer spent is less than the per candidate amount that Climate 200 spent. So that shows that the Teals are upset because the Teals are worried about their funding.
Well, they're saying it's unfair because you can spend up to $800,000 in a seat, say if you're a Teal candidate, and it ends there. But if you're a major party candidate, you can go $800,000 and then the party can tip another $1 million or $2 million in as a party spend.
Well,
not mentioning the candidate, but
no,
the party in that seat.
Over and above, and that would, the spending to make it appropriate and good spending would be on brand, and it wouldn't be limited to necessarily one seat.
But is that unfair?
I mean, the Teals could get together and decide to, you know, unify on promoting their brand. They have a brand.
Well, have a party, you mean?
Yeah,
like set up a party.
I mean, obviously, yeah, why not? But if they want to be independent candidates and if they want to be the community candidates they accept that this is all, we're all limited to how much we can spend on a candidate in an electorate, and we're all treated the same.
Jackie Lambie, I spoke to her earlier. She reckons that the Prime Minister should say to Donald Trump, we'll pull support for your military. You know, we have communications that the US subs use in the Pacific. Just say to him, mate, stop the threats.
Well, that would be a big call because it works both ways. And I don't think it's worth getting into a trade war with America, who are one of our biggest trading partners.
Or using the military as a threat.
And our key ally. We can't afford that. We've got an AUKUS agreement. Imagine the risk we would be putting our AUKUS agreement at if we started to try and play one-upmanship against the biggest economy in the world.
When it comes to AUKUS, though, and the alliance, are you concerned if Donald Trump does slap these tariffs and it doesn't carve out Australia, that will undermine the support for the alliance and the AUKUS arrangement among voters? Because voters would be saying, well, we took $500 million to the Washington last week. Within days, we're copping tariffs.
Well,
what gives?
That's where the question should be asked on the Prime Minister, on our suddenly invisible American ambassador. Where is our ambassador? Normally, Kevin Rudd loves to tell everyone everything he's doing, and we haven't heard from him in weeks. And yes, our Defence Minister...
But to be fair to him, I think he's probably busy trying to get access for ministers.
I would certainly hope.
And you saw the Defence Minister met with the Defence Sec. He was the first one in the world to do that.
That's right. And that's
good access.
He went over there. That's a good thing. But as you say, with a bucket of money, I hope he also mentioned how important having a carve-out for these tariffs would be. I hope all of our ministers are doing that, but the onus really is on the Prime Minister to ensure we get that carve-out.